they are okay. I mean, a lot of y'all, that's why you look so satisfied and so content with yourself. That's why you think that you can look down on others because you're all right with you. I hear folks all the time say, well, I ain't a bad person, I'm all right. Well, man, what is a good person then? With some of this descriptive stuff that God gave, I bet you some of these people that God was talking to, I'm not a bad person. Then he should have asked them, well, what is a good person? And so we say that because we are all right with us. You're so satisfied, you can't get help until you realize there's something that's wrong with you. And so many times we look at other folks and we tag what the Bible is trying to say to us on other people. And I told you before, there's a lot of folks in church who never think the Bible or the preacher is talking to them in the first place. He's talking to everybody else. That's why some of y'all be saying, preach, Reverend, tell them. Talk to them, son. Tell them, preacher. Oh, you told them today, Reverend. Folks, come shake my hand sometime after the sermon. Man, you told them off today. Well, when am I going to ever tell you off? I mean, whenever at all the streets that I travel and all the sermons I preach, have I ever told you anything? Very seldom do somebody come to me and say, Rev, you told me today. It always tell I saw so-and-so and so, they were just boozling and just wiggling while you were preaching. You know, the reason why you wasn't wiggling because you were ignoring what I was saying. If you had been listening, not changing the channel, you would have been wiggling and moving too. Thank God just preach in the house for a moment. And so he ain't just talking to these people. He talking to you and I about our behavior and about stuff that we do that God just don't like. I think I'll just preach in the house for a moment. Oh, God, I wish I had a little more time here. And he said to them, he said, the oxen knoweth his master. And his crib, in other words, he said, man, you have a better relationship with your ox than you have with me. He said, you are closer to your beast and your animal than you are to me. At least he know who you are. And ox recognize his master, and you barely can see. You're walking around blind. Y'all have a better relationship than you and I have. Because at least the ox knows who his master is and knows where his help comes from. He don't walk around ungrateful and ignoring and being deaf and being totally insensitive to who his master is and where his help comes from. You interact with the ox, but you don't interact with me. Every day you work with him, but never work with me, and he with you because he recognized that you feed him. The ox recognized that you take care of him and that you watch over him, and you don't understand that I woke you up this morning and I watched over you all last night and I gave you your health and strength. You had a better relationship with the ox than you have with me. Nobody's relationship ought to be closer to you than God is. Because it is him that watches over you and that gives you life and have your being. It is God that takes care of us. Lord, have mercy here today. He said our relationship is strained. Our relationship is weak. I'm your father and we don't have a good relationship. Things are so we ain't talking to each other. You ain't talking to me. I ain't talking to you. It ain't good. Any relationship got to have some communication. In a strong relationship, somebody need to talk to somebody, and the other somebody need to talk to the other somebody. I know that's not good grammar, but it worked for me. Come on, don't go to sleep, mama. Got to be some communication. You don't come in the house, closed door, don't say anything. Just sit there, expect for a relationship to grow. So, man, you talk to your animal more than you talk to me. And the oxen knows you. When he see you coming, he recognizes who you are. And you don't even recognize who I am. Oh, man, He said to them, away with your new moon, away with your ointment, your lemon, your sweet-smelling perfume, And all this stuff you're trying to give me, you're trying to give me stuff and I ain't got you yet. Your stuff that you give me ought to reflect your relationship with me, but you're trying to give me what you got before we establish a good relationship. Our relationship is sound when you can give me what you give me. We ought to already have a relationship with one another. It's phony. You're trying to offer me a gift, and I'm telling you, I don't want that. I want you. You're trying to give me the gift before I can get you. Come on, help me here a minute. There's a lot of folk who trying to give God something God ain't got them yet. Phony. That's what he's saying. Your religion is phony. You come to church, you loud, but it's phony. Your singing is phony. Your preaching is phony. Your attitude is phony. That smile is phony. Your walk is phony. Your talk is phony. Everything you're doing is phony. I don't want that. I don't want no phony relationship. I want a real relationship. And you're trying to give me something to bribe me, to make me feel better about you, but I know all this stuff is phony. It's phony. Your mouth is saying one thing and your heart saying something else. He said, away with that. I don't want that. Some of y'all do that, don't you? You don't want nothing that nobody ain't giving from their heart. I bet you some of y'all have told somebody, I don't want that. They make you mad, upset, you're about to fall out, you so angry, and then they go get something, try to give it to you. I don't want that. Take that and put it somewhere. Wherever you want to put it, but don't give it to me. Why? Because you don't mean it. It's phony. Song I hear you singing, but I don't hear you. All that churchy stuff you doing don't mean nothing. That churchy walk, you ain't turning me on. Churchy attitude, acting churchy, sitting churchy, clapping churchy, moving churchy, waving your hand churchy. Come on, help me here a minute. Churchy clothes on, churchy shoes, and churchy hat, churchy everything. You ain't moving me at all. It don't mean nothing to me. It's phony. What kind of relationship this is? A phony relationship. Got to close now. I told you I'm going to be closing the thing by 12. And then he said, and then the other thing about that, I know what's wrong with you. You're sick. And interesting that he said, and a whole head. In other words, I ain't said it in the Bible. In other words, he said, you're sick in the head. It's right there in the Bible, didn't it? Because some of y'all say, oh, yes it did. It said you're sick in there. You're so twisted, you don't know what to do. You're confused. All of y'all just confused. You're doing stuff that is unnatural. You perverted. Come on, help me here a minute. You worshiping stuff that man made and turn your back on the stuff that made man. You all messed up, and when you look around, it messed up when God looked at some of the stuff that we are doing. Oh, we messed up. We confused. We're so twisted. We don't know what to do. Men with men. And trying to justify women with women and saying it's all right.